These 60 to, who knows, 90-pound brutes that are out here, we have to have the right, tackle and equipment. What do you recommend us, using? I mean, I know you use stuff on a daily basis, but your average fisherman, what do they need to be able to come out here and have a chance to get one of these big fish in?
Okay, as far as a rod and reel setup, I like a 6.5 to 7.5 foot medium heavy action rod that has a lot of backbone to it. And the reason I like the backbone, because I fish a lot of structure, and sometimes we got to turn that fish's head, put a lot of force on him to bring him out of there. So I like a rod that has a lot of backbone, but also, in addition to the backbone, you need a rod with a real sensitive tip. So I use circle hooks. You can see this rod's real stout down here, but up top, I'm barely pulling down on that. Look at the action on that tip. The reason again is because with a circle hook, if a fish grabs it and he feels that rod, he'll let it go. So the soft tip is crucial for getting a good hook set in the blue cat's mouth. The reel, my river has got a lot of deep water spots to it, so I like a big reel that has a big line capacity. I like a big crank on my reels too. Smaller reels, I have a hard time getting a lot of power on the small reels. So this, like this pin right here, has a big crank on it. Very good reel. As far as the line, I use 40-pound test. Anything from 20 to 40 I put on my reels. Most of my reels are spooled with 40 right now. My sinkers, I like to use flat sinkers. And the reason I don't use anything but flat sinkers because I have heavy current I'm fishing. And if you throw it out on a side, an egg sinker will roll and all my rods will come together. So these flat ones keep everything spaced out. I'm usually fishing anywhere from 6 to 12 rods out the back of my boat, so I need good spacing. These are some different types of sinkers I use. I try to use the sinker, the lowest weight sinker I can get by with. This is like a 3-ounce teardrop. This is a little bit bigger, 5-ounce. This one's a big flat 8-ounce, up to a big solid 10 to keep the bait down. And back to this setup here. I'm just using a basic catfishing rig, slip sinker with a barrel swivel. I try not to use anything like a snap swivel because they're just not as strong as a barrel swivel. Length of leader, this is 50-pound test. Lengths I just vary. I have really no scientific method. I'll put out a short leader on one, a longer leader on the other. And again, this is a Daiichi 7/0 circle hook. And I always snell my hooks too.
And that's the bleeding variety?
It's called it's part of the Bleeding Bait series, made by Daiichi. It's a very good hook.
Sort of gives it that bleeding bait look, I guess.
Bleeding bait look.
Okay. Have you ever had this type of equipment fail you?
Not really. Not that I can think of.
The high capacity reels, the sturdy rods, the heavy sinkers. I mean, it seems like you're well equipped for a tidal river, especially one with these incredible depths.
Right. Again, this looks like a real heavy rod, but look at the action.
A lot of flexibility.
A lot of flexibility. This fish will be pulling down on that rod. He'll never feel. Look at the bend on that rod on this reel. And then look where the bend stops.
And then you start to get a lot of backbone.
A lot of backbone there. Some rods might not have any backbone. It'll bend back to the reel.
Wow.
This is
So usually by the time he gets to there, that circle hook's gonna get set.
Right.
Which is why you like to see the tip buried down.
I like
quite
to,
a ways.
the fish will grab it and he'll go real slow like this. And if you pick it up at that point, you won't get the hook in him. I wait till it's all the way down, and then it's pull and drag or lunging like that.
And that's how you get those good solid hook sets.
I think all the fish, we've missed maybe one fish. We've hooked all the others.
Chris, if I've learned anything in the short time that I've been with you, you like monster baits.
Yes, I do.
And I know that you target specifically big fish. And are there, is there one bait over top of all others that you like to use when you're going after these big cats?
My favorite bait on the James River is gizzard shad. And the reason is it's the most prominent bait fish that we have on our river. And it's the main, one of the main diets of the big blue cats.
How do you slice him up in order to, you know, make sure he's going to stay on the hook and all that? You know, I know a lot of times shad
Right.
have a reputation for not staying on.
There's a few ways I like to do it. This is probably about a 12-inch gizzard shad right here. One way I like to do it is just by chunking them. And one of the things I always do on any bait I use, even a live bait, I like to scale. Sometimes I scale both sides, or I'll just scale one side. The reason I do that is I think this gives that a little bit more scent by getting the scales off of it. Also, these scales, if they get on the tip of your hook, it can cause you not to get a good hook set.
Oh, yeah.
So
good point.
if I just at least scale one side, then I'll chunk it as so. Head can be a really good piece of bait. Then I just do it no particular size. If I want 12-inch shad, I might do 3 equal cuts.
Okay.
I may do 4. Or I might just cut off the tail and have one big piece of bait.
Wow.
But as such, right there you got 3 big pieces of bait there. A smaller shad, I might do the same thing, scale it. I might fillet this side off.
Oh.
Use the fillet as a piece of bait and then chunk it. Or if I was going after a really big fish, I'd scale it and then maybe cut it diagonally to get some of them juices flowing as such.
That looks tantalizing.
That would be a really big piece of bait right there. But as you've seen, even the smaller fish will hit a big piece of bait once in a while. So.
Blues tend to be greedy.
Yep.
And then the best way to hook on a big piece like that, is it through the back, through the eyes, through the...
Well, one thing you want to do, especially with a circle hook, is you want to get as much as the hook exposed. You don't want to take a hook and put it through the bait real deep, because then there's not a lot of opening for the cat to grab on. I like this gizzard shad's real tough, so I'll maybe take a hook and put it just on the edge through the bait. I might put it in the middle. I might just put it on the end. I'd like to do it in the lower part right here.
Oh, okay.
Because that gives me more of the hook exposed. If you put it up in the meaty part, you might miss some hook sets.
It's got to pass through more meat.
And one of the key things you do whenever you put a hook in is make sure you have no scales on it. I'll take that. I might go through here. Make sure you check that point, because if there's a scale there, you're not going to get a good hook set in there.
Keep it from penetrating.
Cooking like that. If I have a other piece of bait, a bigger piece of bait like this, I may just hook it through the nose. Or a big piece of bait, I might put a trailer hook on there also.
Oh.
Hooking another hook down here, tied off to this main hook.
A lot of times, do they tend to bite short?
Yes, you know, they have strong jaws, as we've seen throughout the day, and
Oh, yeah.
they might grab this bait, clamp down on it, and have enough force. It looks like you have a fish on. Your rod will actually bury in the water, but it doesn't have the whole bait. You might have that. Then it'll reposition itself and come up and take the whole bait in. So if you have a trailer hook on there and he bites short, you're not going to miss it.
You got him.
And then, of course, a head, any number of ways. I just like to go through the lips.
A lot of juices flowing out of a head.
As you can see, look at my hands.
Yeah, a lot of juices.
That's why it's a real popular bait for the cats.
Well, we've got quite a few rods out, laying some scent out here. What do you think is going to be the magic piece out of the ones that you cut up here?
Let's go for this big one right here.
We're going to tune back in, and I'll tell you what, I bet you something is going to get on that. It's got a lot of entrails hanging out.
And there, I put it through the gizzard shad, and look what came on the end of the point.
The scale.
So let's get that out of the way.
Good point.
I'll try
and
to
then
clean
off
up.
we go. Oh, heavy fish.
Feet of water. Hump comes up to about 22 and then back down to 31 on the back side.
Oh, he's taking off again, Chris. Go moving in circles.
And on the back side of the hump, we got some.
Oh, look at that fish.
On the back side of the hump, we got a big piece of structure on it. This fish is over 20 pounds. He's tired out now.
Nice fish. Looks long. So structure is really the key in locating these larger fish?
Yeah, I mean, you can fish your normal channel edges and drop-offs, but if you want to consistently catch big fish, you need to find the biggest, nastiest piece of structure, just like flathead fishermen. That's what they like to fish on, big piece of structure. And these big blues are not scavengers. They want fresh fish that are native to the river. This fish might be 30.
It's got a large belly on this fish. He's been feeding real well.
Now come up here, we'll scoop from, come over to the right and go back to the left. Bring this net over here. Wait till I get right up on it. This is going to be easy 30-pound fish, maybe bigger. All right, scoop.
Got him.
Nice net job.
Oh, he's heavy.
He's over 30.
Oh, that's a heavy.
You can see already got scuff marks. We're fishing post-spawn right now.
Well,
Those are
Chris.
definite signs of a mating fish.
Right in the corner of the mouth, Chris.
Once again, this circle hook. Powerful jaws. I can't even open his mouth right now. 2 hands, I can barely keep him open right there.
What do you figure he goes? Well, that looks like a fish that's well over 35.
I'd say nice, probably 40, 42-pound fish.
Yeah. Easy.
And
Big
Yep.
belly.
this is an actual male. We got definitely mating marks right here. Usually post-spawn, these fish will be really beat up. See all these marks on this fish. The rest of the year, they're really beautiful looking fish. Don't have really any marks on them.
Corner of the mouth. Solid hook set, though.
Solid hook set.
Wow. Huge
That's
fish.
Easy 41, 42 pounds.
Thick all the way back, too.
He's thick, but still got room to grow in here.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
That's a nice fish. Just throw them in the water. You want to make sure they got all their energy back. I like to keep them in the water till they pull away from you.
Let the water roll over their gills and
Roll over
whatnot.
their gills.
We've come up in what looks like a cove. And Chris, what kind of spot are we on here today? It looks real interesting.
What we have right now is tail end of the tide. And this is a deep hole that comes up real abruptly to we're reeling it up in the water column to get that bait suspended. These cats, once that tide starts to end, they like to come up in the water column. Sometimes you can catch them in 60 feet of water right on top of the water.
Wow.
So you don't always have to fish for these big cats on the bottom. And what I've done, I brought this up about 5 feet off the bottom, suspended the bait, and hopefully she'll go down.
His bait is as big as some of the fish I used to fish for.
That's a good fish. Oh, yes. Oh!
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
Nice fish.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
You need help getting that one up?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Nice
Oh.
fish. And he's got that scarred top on his head,
remember
Chris.
that, we were talking about that earlier?
Yeah.
Yep. We've seen one up on the Santee like that.
Santee Cooper.
Yep, same type.
Post-spawn fish.
Yeah, territorial type thing.
Look how lean that fish is.
Wow. The head on this guy, though.
She'll start getting real thick over the next few months.
Like you said, they're just off the spawn.
That fish,
Massive head.
over 30 pounds, probably 31.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
About 31 pounds.
Nice fish.
Real good length to it. She'll start filling out, be a nice big old fish by the end of the year.
Got the capability of really becoming a big fish since
Yeah,
it's got
real
that
big.
length.
That's no small fish right now.
Oh, no.
That
No,
was a
real
male.
nice. Doesn't want to cooperate a lot. I see the sinker.
Woo! Big fish.
Whoa. Whoa.
Nice fish.
Big fish. Big
Yes.
fish.
He got that other line too.
Wow.
Oh,
Big fish. Wow. Look at the size of that guy.
nice fish.
My goodness. Well, the way he hit it, he sure did feel good. And just like you thought, they like that live bait.
Yeah, they did. Just like all the other females. Chunk out the head.
I'll be darned. That's a big female.
Yeah, it is a good sized female.
A little bit lighter in color than that last one we got earlier.
Guess what
Size
hook
of that
is?
mouth.
Let's see if we can find her partner.
Hook is
Hook just fell right out.
right in the corner, but if you hadn't had
Steady pressure.
steady pressure, kept it in there.
I'll be darned. Massive head on that fish. Wrap some other lines.
Big head.
You know, Chris is the only guide that we've suspended baits for catfish with. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's a lot of fun.
That's a real long fish, but it's real lean.
Long and lean, what do you think? 30s? 40?
Oh, he's easy 40.
40?
We'll put the D lyre on her and see what she
The
says.
D lyre, look, we'll put the scale on there and find out.
Yeah, get her.
We got a weight of 40 on that girl. Long, long fish. What were you saying? She'd probably be about 10 pounds heavier if
Yeah,
she had
see
some.
this gut is completely empty.
Oh yeah.
Completely empty there. And that fish will really fill out in the next few months. By wintertime, get real thick back there in the tail section.
That's probably a 50-pound fish.
Easy on the length, it could be a 50-pound fish.
Oh yeah.
Going down now.
Oh, there you go.
Wait till it goes.
There he goes.
Let him go.
Just get some pressure. Oh, he's on. He's on. He's on. Well, I like this fishing straight down.
Good fish?
He feels. Oh, he's pulling. He's pulling. Well, fishing straight down. You know. Ah. I think he sees the boat there, Chris. Is it kind of? Oh, he's going up, up.
Ooh,
Oh,
good
there-
fish.
Oh, good fish. Yeah. Oh yeah. Big fish.
Big fish.
Big fish. Yeah. Nice one.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
nice.
Another
Real
big fish.
big fish. That's what I'm talking about, Chris. James River. Action. Straight down. And we're in what depth of water?
About 40 feet of water.
Now, you know, the sun was going down, and we're fishing straight down, suspending these baits. And what do you refer to that as doing? Where they're suspended up off the bottom?
Oh, these fish are coming off the bottom in slack tide. 40 feet of water, they'll come all the way up top of the water column, sometimes taking bait right at the surface.
Surface feeding cats. And you know, normally you think about cats, hey, bottom, or just up off the bottom. And here we're what, 2-3 feet up off?
Yep,
And some, you know, some cases even farther.
good hook set too.
Corner of the mouth with these circle hooks. You gotta love it. And this is a big fish.
We have to
This might be bigger than we originally thought when he bent that rod over like that.
nice
Well, Chris,
fish.
Man, I tell you, hey, over 50, what do you think? That's a big, thick fish.
Good girth on him, long fish. Why don't we see what it weighs?
The suspense is killing me. We gotta get this.
Again, check the head out
And
on
what a
this.
scale. Confident guide, right? 100-pound scale.
Check out all the post-spawn battle marks on the fish, just like the other ones we've caught.
He's got some scars, doesn't he? A fish this big.
Yep.
Doing some combat. Let's see what he weighs.
We're taking,
He's got to be over 50.
yeah, we're going to take off 2 pounds for this net.
2 pounds for the net.
So we'll get an exact weight here. We'll deduct 2 pounds.
Now, I'm seeing 54 on there.
About 50, we'll say 53. Got to take off 2 pounds.
51.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get him up.
Woo!
He slapped you.
Slap me.
I don't think he's happy about being here, Chris.
That's a big fish. Let's get a
Wow.
Look at the size of that fish.
Man.
All right. And then let's turn her.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest blue cat I've ever caught. What did we say,
51 pounds.
51 pounds. And I'm gonna tell you what, we use the Chris Harris suspendo technique. And crashed, I mean what, 2 feet off the bottom, Chris?
A couple feet off the bottom.
A couple feet off the bottom. I can't hardly reach around this fish.